Are you seeking guidance on your spiritual journey? Need help with a vexing problem? Missing a loved one and looking for answers? Look no further than Psychic Insights, a small trusted psychic service offering mediums, psychics, and spiritual coaching. This service is managed by Hollis Taylor, a gifted psychic medium, astrologer, and a compassionate coach. We are dedicated to helping you navigate your spiritual awakening. At Psychic Insights, we provide medium readings and psychic insight to help you plan for tomorrow and make choices for today. Find the support you need, compassionate grief coaching, and astrological insights to help you spiritually grow and transform. Our professional services include well-managed schedules, recorded sessions, and reliable psychic mediums ready to facilitate your transformational experience. Discover more at psychicinsights.life.
Hey, look at that. I didn't loop it. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to this live mini readings with Sarah Redcrow. We're glad you're all here. Hey, Laura, how you doing? Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And looks like the group is starting to light up there. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Jackie. Welcome. Hi, Teresia Rossi. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Welcome, everyone. Hi, Chelsea. It's good to see you. And Gianna. My computer's lagging a little bit here. Mercury retrograde. Hi, Kathy. Yeah. All right. Welcome, everyone. We're so glad you're here. We're so glad you're tuning in right now, and we appreciate you. We appreciate your interaction, and just to let you know that hi, Laura. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. We're going to be doing some mini medium readings. We'll be doing spirit-led readings. Sarah's going to do spirit-led readings, which is essentially where she channels the spirit and then you try to match it up maybe with someone you know. Hopefully, this will be one live this week. I'll probably do one later this week, Thursday or Friday. I haven't decided yet. I just my life's kind of a little juggly right now, but I'm getting there. Hi, Michelle. It's good to see you. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Yeah. So don't worry, I'll be doing. I might do 2 later this week. Carrie said, "Hi, Hollis. I took your advice about self-care. I just took a bath with lavender. Nice. And your meditation on YouTube. Great. Awesome. That's what you got to do. Self-care right now. Venus is in retrograde, you guys. So for like the next all of March and April, just work on taking care of yourself this spring. Like that's going to be key through getting through. Okay. So put yourself first, take time to take that bath, take time to, to do that extra thing for yourself or whatever it is. Try not to let your self-care fall to the side. Kelly said, hello, you two. We love a mini reading if you get a chance. They're from Pennsylvania.
Hello.
All right. Hey, Sue. I'm good. And hi, Judy. Carrie said, I hope my 3 come true. Okay. Hoping to hear from my mom or anyone that may have a message. Hi, Barbara. Good to see you in Australia. Yep. Hi, Lynette. Welcome. Welcome, Lynette, in the group. Sue said she notices your haircut. Is it a new haircut or are you just wearing it differently?
Yes. It's new because my hair started looking like the young Justin Bieber and I couldn't have that.
Okay. I'm starting to look like that. I got to get my hair cut. I just scheduling it. Yeah. Me going to get my hair cut is like, I procrastinate. I'm not like afraid of it. I don't hate it. It's not top of my priority.
Yeah.
Is that why you struggle with it? Or do you just...
I just okay, so part of it's that, and then it's like yeah, I just don't seem to have the time. If I had a theme song, it would literally be I'm in a hurry.
That's me too. Oh my gosh. That's probably our astrology. You know that, Sarah? It's probably our astrology.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just it's been such a hectic. I'm glad to be back. Um I got that nasty flu that was going around, and then just having lupus, it takes me so much longer to get better, but it feels good to be back and doing these. So I'm excited.
Good. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you.
Hey Carly. I'm sorry you missed it, Barbara. That you missed it, but I'm glad you got to watch the replay. Like, that's important, right? Deanna's laughing at your Justin Bieber comment.
It's true. It was like, when it grows to a certain length and you can be cute with it, and then it looks like a weird, like, I don't know, you tried on someone else's wig that doesn't fit. It was just awful. I was like, oh.
It's just getting unmanageable. That's all. She loves your hair, by the way.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're all here. And what we're gonna do is Sarah's gonna channel a spirit. Makwa's like, I don't know why. I have some welcome Makwa and Stephanie. Okay. All right, Heather. I'm actually going to work on that right now, Heather. Heather says that she has somebody that's been trying to get in the group. Heather, the thing is they can watch on the Psychic Insights page, by the way. They don't have to be in the group to see this reading. They can be on the Psychic Insights page or Divine Androgen page. All right, Leah and Michelle. And hi, Sarah. Michelle says she's glad you're feeling better, Sarah.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, Sarah, I'm going to let you take over from here and let you start however you wish. Okay.
Okay. I just want to say hello to everyone and thank you for joining me tonight. I just want to say how grateful I am of all of your support and your kind words. It means so much to me. So, for those of you who have seen my lives before, you know that I like to kind of give my little introduction on how I became on my mediumship journey. And for those of you who are new, it only takes a moment, and then we'll get down to channeling your loved ones. So, when I was a child, I was able to hear spirit almost, they sounded like whispered conversations. So I would catch a few words, but then it was more like, so I was like, okay. But as being a kid, I didn't do nothing with it. And then in November of 26 of 2021, my life was torn upside down. Not just my life, but the life of my family. We caught COVID, and unfortunately, my son passed away from complications. It happened very, very fast. The day before, he was sitting up in bed, playing on his Wii U, and I thought, oh, good, he's finally getting better. And the next day, it was my daughter, his younger sister, who was 18 at the time. He was 20. She woke me because I slept in, and she said, Mom, you better come. And I went to his room, and I'll never forget the look on his face as he struggled to breathe. I took him to the hospital, and unfortunately, the same night, he passed away from the complications. And apparently the strain of COVID we caught, it affected younger people differently, where outwardly it looked like they were getting better, but inside it was just shutting everything down. That was the most devastating day in my life. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how I was going to live, but I knew that I had to be here for my daughters because they need their mom. And the first thought that I thought about, and I'm sure everyone here has when their loved one passed, is I'm never going to talk to them again. I don't know how they're doing. But also growing up, I had strong spiritual beliefs. My family believed in the afterlife and in reincarnation. And I thought, you know what? No, I'm not just going to sit here and never know about my son. So I did what you do now is like I went to go see some mediums, which was great. But I wanted more. I wanted to learn how to connect myself. So that's exactly what me and my 18-year-old daughter at the time did. We learned how to connect. And then I found this beautiful group, Hollis's group. And I remember doing Hollis's discovery meeting. And as Hollis can remember, I was just a mess. I barely could string 2 words together. But I took a chance and I said, I would like to, like, I've been practicing to try to connect. Do you think I could? And the one thing that Hollis taught me, and I say it like a mantra to all my clients who come to me and say, I want to learn. And that thing was to trust in yourself. Hollis taught me to say to myself, Sarah, I believe in what you're receiving, what you're seeing, and just to trust in myself. And I also met other mediums like Stacy Siegel Brickley, who also guided me as well. And I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for them. And I'm so grateful. I always share a picture of my son before we start so you guys can see who also helps. Because if you notice on my thing, it says Sarah Redcrow -2. And it's kind of funny because when Hollis was making my link, it would not work without the -2. And then it dawned on both of us that the -2 is in representation of my son, Jonah, because it's not just me. My son helps bring your loved ones through so they can help communicate with you. And I just want to say, you know, I'm so proud of my son, not just in the afterlife, but in life. He was born at 30 weeks because I had preeclampsia, and that baby fought. And, you know, throughout his whole life, he was just, even if there was an obstacle, he found a way to get through it. And even after life in the spirit world, he's still making his mom so proud because he's helping me. So the main picture that I always share, I will share that one, but I want to share 2 more with you. I hope you all have patience. Don't worry, I will bring your loved ones through. So this is my son, Jonah. Sorry. He was about 17 in this picture. And when we were out walking, that butterfly just landed on him and would not leave. So I took that picture. My son, he was a gentle soul. He wasn't a saint, no. He was typical teenage boy, but he was a good boy. My other picture I'd like to share, it's a baby picture of him and me. I'm 15 here and very, very, very tired, so don't mind my funny look. Oh, sorry. So that's us together. And then the other picture, the last one I'd like to share tonight, because I was really thinking, see, as being a teen mom, I didn't graduate. I had the chance, but I chose to really raise my son. So this is his graduation picture. I was so proud. you know, he was so opposite of me because I hated school. You couldn't get me to go. But he went every day, would get mad at me if he had to miss. But that is my son. That is who helps bring your loved ones through. So before we begin, I just want to say to feel free to ask your loved ones to step forward. Don't give up hope if they don't step forward tonight. A lot of our loved ones so how my son says it, he doesn't really come through lives himself because he's shy. He wants that more personal, intimate. So don't be afraid if your loved one doesn't come tonight. Does not mean that they're not around you or with you, okay? And another thing about the signs, I was thinking the other day, because I always hear, I don't get signs. I don't know what the signs is. And first of all, you have to trust in yourself, especially when you see a sign and you just instantly think of them. That is another sign. It's like they're saying, hello, yes, it's me. Also, just have patience. I was thinking about this a lot, and how I like to put it is, imagine if you moved to a foreign country and you've never been there before. Well, you have to learn the customs and how to communicate. And that's how I like to see it when we cross over into spirit. It's like you're the new kid on the block. You're learning new things. So just have patience and always trust in yourself and that of your loved ones. So with that, I'm just going to ask for everyone's permission to work with your energy and that of your loved ones. And let's have some fun tonight. And like Hollis said earlier, it'll be spirit led. So that just means that whoever steps forward, I will give a description of how they look and how they're showing themselves to me. And your job is just to listen. And if something resonates with you, please let us know and we'll go from there. Okay. So thank you again. Sorry, very dry mouth. Okay. So I do have a male stepping forward. I totally get him as a dad figure. He's not on the tall side. I would put him maybe between 5'10", 5'11". His hair is kind of thinning on top just a bit. I see a little bit bangs, and then his hair comes a little bit longer. It's an ashy blonde color. I do see like some streaks of gray, but I think it just makes his hair look just that little bit more ash color. He does have a mustache. When I look at him, like his face kind of looks a little bit weather beaten. So that just means that I feel that he spent a lot of time like outside, maybe worked outside. He does have a mustache. I do feel that he was a smoker. The reason why I say this is because I see his mustache, it kind of has that nicotine stain. And when he shows me his hands are calloused, like they're working man hands. And just between his fingers, I see that kind of like nicotine stain. He is wearing blue jeans. He has a button-up shirt, and he has on a red plaid jacket. When he smiles, so he kind of shows his teeth, and he was getting like more wrinkles. Like I said, he's got that weather beaten face, and his one tooth has kind of a slight chip in it. His personality is, he was just good natured. He liked to laugh. So Marjana says, yes, my dad. Oh, no mustache. He was a smoker. Okay. And construction. Could you also take his clothing style and his height? And at some point, so I know you said that no to the mustache. Would you be able to take that there has been times in his life where he did have a mustache? And at his time of passing, I feel that he was in his like later 50s, maybe mid 60s. And would you understand that he almost kind of had like a little bit of watery eyes? Height about 6 feet. And then he had a mustache in his 70s. Okay. 78. Okay. I'm just gonna see. So he was also showing me too, and I do see this as more construction. He had more like those darker brown work boots. They are always kind of had like on the bottom like mud caked. Um, he's making me aware that like he was like one of the like a man's man. Like he could be gruff and joking around, but especially when it came to children and women, he was like more gentle. So I'm just gonna let's see. So I'm just gonna see if I can see the chat screen. Yes, gentle. So, and I apologize if I say your name wrong. It's Marijana. So you were able to take the way he dressed and looked. Mind you, a lot of times our loved ones in spirit, they can show us so a younger age than what they were at passing. Would you understand, like for your father, even though he was later in age, he looked younger almost? Would you understand him saying to you, "Hi, girl"? Like not like how, you know, women say, "Hey, girl," but he's like, "Hi, girl," like, "Hi, my girl." I'm just gonna see if he has any messages to give you. um, he was just saying, yes, but he was just saying that I made it to where I was going. He says, I'm good. He goes, he says, I found my, he's mentioning his mother. I feel that they were close in life. I see who I believe is his mother stepping forward. She was a shorter lady. Her hair, she had it like kind of done in, it was like almost like if it looked like one of those set perms that most of the older ladies wear, white hair. She's wearing glasses. She looks a lot like him, but girl version. He was just saying that he does hear you because you often talk to him. Okay, so she's Mary John says yes, his mom. She says, "Oh my God, yes." He goes, "I hear you." You would go to him more for like advice. I feel like you had a good relationship with both your parents, but you were a daddy's girl. Would you understand him saying that even though you were like, when you were small, you were like, he wants to say girly girl, but yet almost you had that bit of tomboyishness to you? He was saying that when you were younger that you can outrun any boy. He was so proud of you. Like, would you understand him, like when he would laugh, he would kind of like put his hands back and clap his hands or like smack his knees, and he just had this like, when he laughed, his whole face like lit up. He was just saying, he goes, don't worry, he goes, I'll see you when it's your time. He goes, he's referring himself to daddy. He says, daddy never left you. I'm right by your side. He just wants you to know that he's so proud of you and your accomplishments. I know after his passing, it was really hard. And would you understand him saying it was like touch and go for you? You would have those like good days where you're like, okay, I can do this. But then you had those days where it was almost hard to breathe. He says in those moments, he says, I tried to let her feel me to know that I'm still there. Would you understand the significance of him showing me the flower, the marigolds? So he was just saying, he wasn't saying, he was showing me, he was holding up a marigold, and it's as if he was like handing it to you. So he was also saying that, you know, he found his peace and he's at peace. So I'm just feeling that that was something that you were worried about, that you're wondering if he was at peace. He said, yes. He goes, yes, my girl. He goes, I found my peace. He says, I just want her to live the best life she can and know that her old man is walking right beside her. So he goes, well, it's funny because he like literally, I felt him like pat me on the back. He's like, well, he says, he goes, I'm going to go. He says, I'm going to let these other folk talk, is what he's saying. He's just sending you so much love and so much. He goes, I love you, baby. I just want to thank him for coming through tonight. And thank you. Thank you for coming to my live. He says, yeah, he goes, I know that was hard. He goes, but he says, you're a strong girl. You take after your old man. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for stepping forward, sir. Let's see. So I do have another woman stepping forward. I would maybe place her, she looks to be in her 30s, slim build. So I was going to say she's wearing, it looks like leggings. And it was so funny because she right away showed me the symbol. It's like she's wearing Lululemon leggings. I feel that that was like her brand. So she's wearing black leggings. I see her have a tank top on, and then she has a white, it looks like a jogger's jacket, and it also has the Lululemon sign on the back. She's blonde. She has her hair in a ponytail, and her bangs are like to the side. She's very pretty. I do feel that she was athletic. She was showing me like her jogging. Big blue eyes. She wore makeup, but not a lot. But she's just saying, she goes, a little goes a long way. She does have her nails done. She was just showing me. They're manicured, not very long and oval shaped. And when she did get them done, she kind of liked using the light colors. So right now she's showing me, and they're like almost like a light lilac color. When she steps closer to me, I get a hint of her perfume, and it almost has that kind of like that earthy, kind of like warm spice smell to it, with just a very, very subtle floral tone to it. She has very straight white teeth. I do feel that like she spent either a lot of time out sunbathing, or because like she's Caucasian, but she has like that sun-kissed skin tone. Would anybody be able to take her? So MS says, that sounds a lot like my childhood friend, Asia. Would you understand her snapping her fingers? And she's like, sorry, I'm still getting used to this, but snapping her fingers and like waving both her hands and kind of like doing like a little, almost like a jump, like, yeah, it's me. I'm just going to see what else she can show me that if you can recognize. So did she have a dog? It was like not a big dog, but like one of those like almost like purse dogs. It looks almost like a small Pomeranian. Why does that sound like I'm not saying it right, but it was like those light brown cinnamon ones, and the muzzle was a little bit darker. She's also showing me, and I don't know what this is significant, but she was like chewing, and then she like was blowing a bubble, like she like bubble gum, especially like the pink. She's just very like almost like girly, petite, kept in good shape. Would you be able to take any of the other things that she showed me? And she was just letting me, so she was showing me a cell phone. And so Emma says, yeah, I could see her. So snapping and waving, no dog. Okay. Did you and her spend like a lot of time? Like if you guys weren't together, you guys were like talking on the phone, and just you guys always kept in touch one way or another, whether it be in person or actual phone call, or even through like messenger or text? Would you understand her saying you were her girl? Like if, and she's also mentioning like about you two were partners in crime. And I don't mean like actual crime, but you know, when you guys got together, it was a fun time, is what she's making me feel. Would you be able to take that? And if anyone else in the group, if any of this sounds like someone you know, please speak up. So Emma says, yes, we both loved that bubble gum. And then Emma says she was Caucasian, blonde, blue eyes, tanned because our families went camping. This was before cell phones. Okay. Well, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be someone else. She was just showing me like a phone, and when she was showing me like the texting, honestly, it could have been, she was just trying to show me something that is more up with the times. I did say that her age was in her around, I would say, mid-30s. So Julia Nicole Simpson, what is the validation? Sounds like my mom, Thelma and Louise. I had a dog that passed after mom died. So Julia, was your dog kind of like the smaller Pomeranian breed? And Julia Nicole Simpson loved to sunbathe. Very bubbly personality. Like, she's just, from what I get from her, is she was like one of those people that could make anyone feel welcome. Like, if she was in, say, in a group setting, whether it been like a party, and I'm not talking about like ragers, but whether it been like a barbecue or even a wedding or just something, if she saw someone off in the corner looking sad or something, she would do her best to make them feel welcomed so they can have fun. Would you be able to take that about her? Let's see if she can show me anything else. And would you be able so I just want to quickly recap. So I would put her maybe mid 30ish. She could be in her 40s. She was fit. She liked Lululemon brand. Okay, so Julia Nicole Simpson says she sent me messages through the phone after she crossed. She passed in her 60s, but she comes in her 30s. Not a Pom, but a Jack Russell. She never met a stranger, but the life of H. Oh, so when I said about like the stranger, what I meant was like, if she saw someone, like whether she like knew them, just if she saw someone sad or looking like they felt uncomfortable, she would try to bring their like spirits up, like make them feel a part of the group. She says the life of her party, and yes, she makes everyone loved. And Mel Walker says, sounds so much like my friend. Okay, Mel, what can you take? A lot of times too, in my last readings, I did notice that I've been getting a lot of piggybacking. So, and that just means that when more than one spirit comes and they have so many things similar, that they kind of like they mesh and they blend together. So I'm just going to see if maybe that is what is going on here. So I just want to quickly do another recap. The lady that's stepping forward, how she's showing me her attire. It's the Lululemon brand. She made me very aware of that. Kind of black leggings. I see it looks like kind of like a purple tank top, and then a white jogger jacket. She has her hair in a ponytail. She's blonde. She has her bangs swooped to the side, blue eyes. She has that like sun-kissed look. She is Caucasian. Really nice straight white teeth. She kept herself in good shape. Her personality is bubbly, very welcoming. Like, from my personal feeling towards her, that if I were walking down the street or something and felt scared or nervous, I would probably be more likely to be drawn to her, because she just had that aura around her that, she was a safe place. So I was just asking her if she could give a message, or if she had a message. And she's kind of laughing. She's like, okay. She's like, I'm going to sound like, that saying, but it's true. In life, you have to live it. You have to love it, and you have to laugh. She says, there's too many serious people around. And then she goes, not saying that being serious is a bad quality, but when you're overly serious, she goes, sometimes you have to laugh at yourself, even in those awkward situations. Oh, okay. So Julia, I do feel like I'm drawn to you. I just want to say, like, your mom, she's safe herself. I'm just kind of curious, because when she passed, was she having like some issues either with her breathing or her heart? Like, I was getting this sensation of when I took a breath in, it was like almost, it hurt, and then kind of like the tightness in my chest. She was showing me that, and then she said that she kind of did this like little twirl, and she goes, I'm all better. She goes, so don't worry. She goes, don't worry. She's like, everything that afflicted her in life. She's also making me aware that did she have some arthritis as well, kind of like in her knees, her lower back, and her hands, because she was like kind of holding her hands like that. Would you understand her saying, I'm right as rain now? She's just saying, I love you to the moon and back and the stars. She says, look up, and when you see a rainbow, just know that I'm smiling down on you. She's letting me be very aware that you and her were just more than mother-daughter. She was saying you were her best friend. That, did you guys travel a lot together as well? And it might not have been like overseas or anything, but just, it's like you two were just always together, basically. So Julia Nicole Simpson, mom was the funniest person ever. She laughed at everything. And then Julia says, yes, she was on oxygen and had a heart attack previously. Okay. She just wants you to know that she's at peace. She's good. She can breathe, and she's going like that, like emphasizing. And she says, my heart is good. She goes, I'm sending you so much love. When you were a little girl, did you like the Care Bears? I only ask because when she said, I'm sending so much love, she literally showed me, like when the Care Bears would line up and they do the Care Bear stare, and like all that like love and that would like shine from their bellies. So she is showing me that as in representation of her sending you all her love. And She says, don't forget what your mama taught you. Always try to find the good in a situation, in a person. She goes, because there's enough bad, but the only way to change that is if you yourself are being that good person. She says, I love you so much. She goes, and I'm never leaving you. So I don't know if you kind of had that fear. Jillian Nicole Simpson. Yes, I'm Grumpy Bear. That's what she called me. Honestly, I get it. I like Grumpy Bear too. I don't know if it was because I was kind of that grumpy kid too, or I love the color blue. So Julia, I get it. Grumpy Bear is awesome. She just says that you were the light of her life and still are. She says, find your smile, baby. She goes, because mom's smiling right back at you. She loves you so much. And I just want to thank your mother for stepping forward and thanking you for being here tonight with us. Just going to see if anyone else would like to come through tonight. So I do have another lady stepping forward. She was shorter, so she's on the short end like me. She looks to be around my height, so I would put her about 5'1". She has darker brown hair. So it's kind of funny because she's showing me different hairstyles. So at one point she had it shoulder length, and then I feel like at another point she kind of had it, if she got a perm to it. She's wearing glasses. Her glasses are more like the rounder framed, a little bit bigger. She's showing me that even sometimes, like with her glasses on, so guess there's a reason why I have my glasses. So when she was looking at something, sometimes she would still go like that. She'd make that scrunch face or go like that. I do feel that she's definitely a mother figure. She's so cute. So she's said, she goes, well, I'm not as athletic as the previous lady. So she's would you understand her calling herself short and stout? It reminds me of that nursery rhyme. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle. Here is my spout. She says that she is fine with that. She's wearing jeans. They almost kind of look like those leggings that are meant to look like jeans. She has a white t-shirt on, and instead of having a purse, she would wear a fanny pack. She's just saying that she preferred the fanny pack because she was constantly like putting things down and then forgetting where they were. As she was saying, letting me know that one time she put her glasses on her head and then got busy doing something and then spent like, she says, I spent like an hour looking for these glasses. And she was showing me a man. He's taller than her. I feel this would have been her husband. He has darker, shorter hair. And I hear her saying, oh, I can't find my glasses. And he looks at her and laughs and pulls them from her head. And then he gives her a kiss on her forehead. She's just saying that her and him were like the odd couple, you know, where he was taller and fit and she was short. And she says in her younger days, she was very fit, but then after having children, she says life just, you know, got the better. She got busy being a mom. She said, she goes, the one thing to recognize her is that she tried all the fad diets, but near the end, I don't want to say near the end, but like as she got older, she just accepted her body and learned to love herself. Her and her husband had a very great relationship. He was always telling her, "You're beautiful. I love you." Would anybody be able to recognize her? I'm just going to ask her if she could show me anything else that might help recognize her. So I do feel she's showing me a house. It has brown siding, kind of like a wraparound porch. But on their porch, so they had the steps, but it looked like they had like a wheelchair ramp as well. She also, so around the porch, she had different flowers near the steps. So I feel that where the porch was kind of was like the back of the house. And then she walks me around to the front, and I see 2 big rose bushes on either side of the door. She's just saying that she did like to spend her time outside, especially in the sun. She says there's nothing better than just sitting out in the sun and just having that warmth. Would anybody be able to recognize her? So Angie Wolf said, sounds like my mom. Okay, Angie. Um, what were you able to take? I could do a quick recap as well. So your mom, or if this lady is your mom, would you understand that she was on the shorter side, about 5'1"? I get that because I'm 5'1", so she's around my height. She How she describes her body was, she said, "I'm short and stout," like that nursery rhyme, "I'm a little teapot." Her husband is taller. He's a little bit more fit, has dark hair, shorter. He was just in love with her. And she also was saying that she would try all the fad diets, especially when she was younger. Like when she says before having children, she was fit. She had kind of like that hourglass shape. And then after having children, she says, the pounds just packed on. But in her later years, she just started to learn to really love her body. And she was more likely to wear a fanny pack than like say have a purse, because she said that she was always losing things. So she would like set them down. She does wear glasses. They're the bigger, rounder frame. She was showing me that one time she put them on her head and she's like, "Where's my glasses? Where's my glasses?" And then I see a taller man who she's identifying as her husband. I feel that he's still alive. So this is more of a memory she's showing me. But he was like, "They're on your head." And then he like takes them off, gives them to her, and kisses her on her forehead, kind of on the side temple. So Angie Wolf says, yes, short, had perm when younger. He's a lot taller, and the back of their house was a big porch and the roses in front. Okay. Because she did mention she's a mom. Just going to ask her if she's your mom. So would you understand her saying, yes, that's what I got, Angie, that her husband is still alive. So would you understand her going, hi, baby? Like, who she emphasizes and like her eyes go like really big. She's so cute. She's just wanting you to know that she's safe. I think that's like the theme tonight. And you know, it's a question we all ask. Are you safe? Are you fine? Um so your mom is showing me like she also had like a green thumb herself. Like she just loved being out in her yard. And she was saying that, are you kind of a gardener as well? Or have you been like at least so I'm just trying, a lot of times when I get the messages, I'll either sometimes hear or get a thought, but they'll also show me like images. So I'm just trying to like piece it together. Think of it like a giant game of Pictionary. Fun. So she was mentioning like her flowers and her rose bushes. So have you been like kind of helping your father kind of maintain? She was just saying that he's kind of been more like he's not really himself since her passing. Would you be able to understand that? Okay, so Angie says, I'm not, she was. Um, have you been trying to kind of take care of her flowers since her passing? She's also mentioning that you help your father a lot too. Would you be able to resonate with that? Mhm. Well, Angie, that's hard. So Angie just said he doesn't want to be here without her. They were the love of each other's life. She says that she's proud of you because you have really been trying. And she goes, uh, did she call you honey? I feel that she was the type that she'd give her kids all sorts of little nicknames. So Angie says, I did when I was in Georgia. Yes, I do help. So she was just saying that, you know, she's so proud of you. And it's hard, it's scary. It's scary not only losing your parent. My father recently passed in October. And you know, I still think about, oh, I want to call my dad. And then I'm like, oh, wait. And just going through that loss yourself of your mom. Would you understand her calling you and her two peas in a pod? She says that you really stepped up, especially kind of like where your dad has just been. So would you understand? She's showing me where before he would like be out and about doing things, like he had that zest for life, and now she shows me where he just kind of sits. It looks almost like a armchair, like a lounger, and he just sits and he's just like, I don't care. And she's just saying like, for you, you try to be like, hey, come on, dad, like let's do this. Your mother's just saying that she's proud of you for putting that time and effort in. She says that for your dad, yes, he's very stubborn. And she understands. She goes, I miss you guys too. She says, I'm around you. She says, I see, I hear everything. She goes, but I miss that the physicalness of I can say, hey guys. She's using this as an example. She's like, hey guys, what do you want for lunch or what's for dinner? And she goes, I can go from my kitchen and like stand right in front of them. And she's like kind of doing jumping jacks, like, hey, I'm here. But I do feel for you, it's like you can feel her a little bit more than he can, just because he's so in that. It's like almost like he's locked in himself. Would you understand that? So I do. Her passing, it wasn't that long ago. Big time stubborn. Would you understand your mom, because she also has that funny personality? So the reason why I'm leading with that, because she goes, sometimes you just might have to give him a kick in the pants, is what she's saying. She goes, I don't know if he will listen, because I feel that he it's not that he doesn't believe in the afterlife, but I feel that he might be a little bit skeptical when it comes to mediumship. But her message to him is, just because I'm no longer physically here does not mean that our love doesn't matter anymore. She goes, I love you forever. You are my person. We created a beautiful life together, beautiful children. She says, I know it's hard, honey, but you need to be there. Be there for our children. She goes, don't worry. In time, we'll join each other again. She goes, I'm not too sure if your parents ever been to a beach, but she's showing me like them walking hand in hand on a beautiful beach. She goes, but right now it's not your time. She goes, would you understand her saying, darn it? She's like, you're wasting your time. She goes, I miss you too. She would kind of get like heated, like when she was getting her point across, like her personality. She's a great woman. It's just, that's all I can describe her personality. But if she needed to get a message across, she got it across. She goes, I don't know if he'll listen to this, but I am there. She goes, I see. And she goes, baby girl, she goes, mommy is so proud of you. She goes, I want you to live your life. She says, I will be there every step of the way. She goes, I have been there every step of the way. Your milestones. I don't know why, but she was like mentioning a graduation. I'm not too sure if you graduated prior to her passing or if there was a graduation, but she's just letting me know to let you know that she was there. She says, I'm sending you so much love. She's also calling you her strong girl. She says, don't you worry about me. She goes, I'm fine. She goes, she says that she's adaptable. So just to let you know that even though physically she's not here, she goes, I'm not very far from you. She's sending you so much love. And she says, thank you for telling your father that. She says, I love him so very much. So, And thank you, Angie, for being here tonight to receive that message. I want to thank your mom. She's beautiful. Okay, so the beach, that makes sense. So Angie Wolf says they used to live in Florida. Okay, so that makes sense. She says, don't worry. She said, we'll be walking those beaches again. And she's mentioning that you have the patience of a saint. So she loves all of you so very much. And thank you for coming here tonight. Let's see if I have anyone else who would like to step forward. So I do have a gentleman stepping forward. He's taller. I would put him about 6'2". He has shorter hair. It's almost like a lighter brownish. So I had to pause because when I look at his hair, at first it looked almost dark, but then it was kind of like highlighted as well. His sides are kind of, the haircut I would describe is more like a fade. So where it's like a little bit shorter and then a little bit longer on top. He's very handsome, very good jaw. His eyebrows are thicker, but they're shaped very nicely. He has darker eyes, very luscious eyelashes. You know, isn't that funny how like us women want the luscious eyelashes and we use the fake eyelashes, but most men, my son included, had gorgeous eyelashes. I'm embarrassing him because he was just like, really? So he's tall, he's fit, very broad shoulders. He's got some nice muscles. I see that he has some tattoos going down his arm. I'm just trying to, so it's like a sleeve, but not. I'm just gonna see if I can. It's hold on. Everyone gets to see my drawing skills. I should really get my daughter to come and I can describe it to her. She's an amazing draw artist. Apparently I can't talk tonight either. Okay, so a lot of course no one can see. So oops. So the tattoos are kind of like those tribal markings. Sorry. I'm not even gonna bother with that. He's wearing blue jeans. He has white running shoes on, and he wears like a black belt. He has a t-shirt. It's gray. It's like very well fitted. He's got more fuller lips, and his nose, it's like, it kind of has like that bump in it, but other than that, it's straight. He's got really nice cheekbones. He's showing me him wearing a gold watch, and then I also see him with a man's gold chain necklace. Would anyone be able to take him? And I just have to say, he liked the cologne, and he wore, I feel it was like more the higher end because it has like almost like that. It's like a chocolatey, almost like a bourbon. It just has like that warmth, like almost like spice smell to it. Very, very nice. Would anybody be able to take him? When he smiled, like, so say if he was smiling at his mom, he'd have that little boy smile that who any moms out here and they have sons and their daughters know how to do this smile too, but with that little boy, it's like, you know, like you recognize that smile. But when it was like he had different range of smiles with women. Corey Winrow says, could be my son's father. Okay, Corey. What could you take? So I'm just going to describe the smile that he would have that would make the girl's heart go like, oh, would you understand? Kind of like a half smile, a little bit of a dimple. I do feel that, he was a very, he's saying that he goes, a lot of people mistook him for almost like conceited just because he took care of himself and liked to dress well. So Kristen Lamb said, did you mention hair color or height? I missed a part of it. Oh, yes, Kristen. So I'll just recap. So this gentleman, I should have said his age. I would put him maybe later 20s, mid 30s. I would put him probably about 6'2". He kind of had that fade haircut. So it's like shorter on the back and sides, a little bit longer. I do feel that he kind of had highlights because his hair is darker. At the beginning, it was hard for me to kind of see because I was like, wait, I was like on the sides where it was shaved, it like, or what, and if anyone knows what a fade haircut looks like, but it looked darker. And then on top, it was kind of dark, but then it was like, looked like there was some like highlights in it as well. Very handsome. He has darker eyebrows. They almost kind of look like they've been shaped. He has dark brown eyes, very nice eyelashes. He's about 6'2", broad shoulders. He's got the muscles, kind of thinner waist, and he has like a tattoo going down his arms. It kind of reminds me of like those tribal tattoos where it looks kind of almost like flames or something, like different kind of designs. He's wearing a gold wristwatch and then a gold, not like heavy, thick men's chain, but a little bit thicker. He smells very, very good. The cologne he's wearing, it almost has like that musky, like it smells like chocolate undertones, a little bit of that bourbony smell and spice. It's very nice. So it's not like Axe or something like that. It smells like one of those little bit more expensive ones. He's wearing blue jeans, white running shoes, a lighter gray t-shirt that fit very, very well. So that was kind of like the recap on him. He's showing me that he did like to go to the gym. You could either find him like lifting weights at the gym, or he's showing me jogging. He's showing me a car. It almost looks kind of like a muscle car. It's silver. And so this car he's showing me is, I'm trying to describe the make of it. It almost kind of reminds me of like a Mustang, like the newer Mustangs. So would anybody be able to take that? Or Corey, was there any other things that rang a bell to you? So Corey says, tattoos, ladies' man, haircut. Took care of himself well. And you mentioned that you and him have a son together. Is your son... So he was showing me a little boy he was holding. I would put this child, and mind you, he could be showing me like when the child was a little bit younger. I would maybe put him around, I want to say 3. his hair, it's not like dark, it's a little bit lighter brown. And was your son's hair kind of a little bit curly, like if it got a little bit longer? And he was just showing me like holding this little boy, and they're looking at each other, and he's just got this big smile on his face, like he he loved being a dad. Would you understand that? Or if anyone else could understand? Okay, so Corey, yes, Corey says, yes, my son is almost 3, very curly hair. Okay, that is perfect. I do feel more drawn to you, Corey. Would you understand him saying to you, "Hey, mama," like not in as you're his mom, but um, he goes like this, and he's like, "Baby mama," and then he's like, "He right away." He goes, "Oh," he goes, "I get this feeling that that was something you didn't want to be called." Like, I get this like very teasing nature about him. You know, he's letting me know that, yeah, at times he could be a pain, but he was a good guy. Oh, he says I was a little bit conceited at times, but he's like he was just good natured. Would you be able to understand that? Okay, so Corey says absolutely his personality. Um, you two had a very like you guys from what he's making me feel is like you guys had that good relationship. So would you understand him because you're shorter than him? Would you so I swear one of these days I'm gonna get one of my kids here so I can like demonstrate how I'm being shown. He shows me him like putting his arm around you, sorry, almost like around your shoulder and almost like kind of like hanging off of you and like putting his face like next to yours. And even though it was like, I don't know, funny, cute at times, it was like, hey, dude, like tall. Would you be able to take that? He was just saying, he said that you made him feel ways that no one has ever made him feel. So Corey says, always drove me crazy, laugh out loud. Um, he was just saying that you were the one to like settle him down. Would you understand that? He said that when, because when you told him that you were pregnant, did he have a moment where he kind of like shied away for a little bit? Because he said that he was like freaked out, but the more he thought about being a dad, he got more excited. He was showing me when you were pregnant. Would you understand him like coming up behind you and like putting his hands on your belly? And I keep seeing him like resting his face on your shoulder. And I just hear him like drumming his fingers on your belly. And it was like he was saying, "Hi, baby." Would you understand that? So I'm just asking him if what message that he would like to give for you. He was just wanting you to know that you're doing an amazing job with your guys' son. You know, he says it's hard for her to be like not only the mom but the dad. So Corey says, yes, I got pregnant early in our relationship, so he was nervous at first, but he turned it around, always talked to my belly. He was there in the delivery room too. He was showing me, so I'm seeing you kind of like in the bed, and I see like the baby monitor on you, and so I'm a little bit confused. At one point, so he was showing me like he was able to wear regular clothes, but then and I'm not too sure if it's like at the point of delivery, but he also shows me like they got him to gown up. He says that moment when your guys' son was born was like, whew. He says, I couldn't have felt more complete than in that moment. He's just wanting to thank you for making him grow up. Well, he says, wait, he says, let me back up. He says, not making me. She didn't force me to do anything, but she made me want to grow up, you know, to be there. I feel that was really important for him to be there for not only you, but your son. He goes, I'm sorry because, you know, his passing, I felt was like really sudden. And he goes, I didn't see it coming. He says, I get scared because he's like, I don't want you to have to struggle. I don't want our son. He goes, but, you know, watching you, he says, I'm always around them. He goes, she's doing amazing. He goes, I know they'll be all right. He just wants you to know that he's still very much around you. Do you often, especially at nighttime, talk to him? He just wants you to know that he does hear you. Would you understand him saying the term real talk? I feel that when he's meaning this, it was more of when you and him had to actually like be serious about something. He was showing me like you sitting there and him, and then I just heard real talk. And then I kind of saw like the look on both your faces. It wasn't like angry or anything, but it was like more like, okay, like let's talk this out. He just wants you also to know that he will be there every step of the way. He goes, I know it's not like how we planned. He goes, but I'll be there. He says, I just want you and our son to live a good life. He says, I don't want you to miss out on anything. So Corey said, he lived a wild life before me. I tried so hard to get him to change his ways. He passed very suddenly. Corey says, I talked to him a lot at night. Yes, he did say real talk. Thank you, Corey, for the validation. And I just want to say thank you to everyone else whose loved one stepped forward and they were able to validate. That does mean so much to have that validation. He just says that he's giving you all his love and all his kisses. So it's kind of funny because he was kind of humming it to that Elvis Presley song, you know, all my love, all my kisses. Why do I feel that's not Elvis? I know that, but it's kind of funny that he would say that because I feel that wouldn't really be his genre of music, but he was just like snapping his fingers and kind of moving his head. And I just kept on hearing all my love, all my kisses. Oh boy, you don't know what you've been missing. Oh boy. Um, he just says that he is sending you all of his love, all his kisses. Would you understand him presenting you with pink roses? Corey, he would. So Corey validated again. He would. He loved singing. Okay, that is perfect. He was a good singer. Hey, he could carry a tune. It just surprised me when he picked that particular song, because it's like when you look at him, where you see how he takes really good care of himself. Honestly, for myself, I would probably not approach him, because to me, he looks like one of those guys that would be like, unless you're, 5'10" and like blonde supermodel. But that was just his looks. That wasn't his personality, at least from what he's making me feel. He was fun. He could be serious. He says, well, I was serious with her. He says, he goes, I don't know if I told her enough or let her know enough exactly how much she meant to me. But he's saying that he loves you endlessly and thank you. He goes, she put up with a lot. He goes, he's like, I'm not going to sit here and say that I was like, the greatest of the great, but you saw something in him and you were the one. So what he's making me feel is like past relationships, they were kind of like, the fun, he's not calling you not fun. Like they were like the party type too, wild, but you were more that balance that he needed. Do you have a good relationship with his mom? I do feel that he was, in a sense, like a mama's boy, but in a good way. He was just, so Corey said that, yes, my favorite color is pink. Well, hon, he is giving you pink roses. I do feel that maybe that might be one sign from him. Yeah, I know that it's very common, especially it's getting summer and spring, that you can, the idea of seeing a pink rose is a lot alike, but I do feel for him is in those moments where, you just come across those like pink roses and you have that thought of him instantly. Just know that that is him. And his sign, he's letting me know, he goes, my sign isn't always going to be like roses, but he says that you know him well enough to know when he is trying to speak up. He wants you to know that you are doing an amazing job. He loves you. He loves your guys' little boy. And he says, I'm going to be there. He says, I can't be there physically, but he says, in this form, how I am now. And he like pats his chest. He goes, I'm going to be there to watch my son grow into a man. And he says that he can rest easy knowing that you are the one raising your son, that you're going to teach your son all those important life lessons and how to be a good man and to treat women really good. Because he was saying that even though he thought he knew how to treat a woman, but you were the one who showed him the correct and right way. So he's funny. He goes, I'm sending her many props, all my love. And don't worry, I got you. So Corey says he was a mama's boy through and through. Corey says, I have pink roses growing outside my house. I just bought. Oh, that is so sweet. I just want to say thank you, Corey, and thank you to, I don't always get names, so I'm just going to say thank you to your love and your son's father for coming through. And I just want to thank everyone here tonight for coming and putting all your faith and trust in me. And I do feel it, so thank you. Just going to see if I have anyone else who would like to step forward before we go tonight. So I do have just one more. He's a younger boy. I would put him maybe around 10, 11 years old. His hair is it's a little bit kind of I want to say like a lighter brown, maybe dirty blonde. He has a little bit of freckling on his nose, not a lot. He's skinny. I feel that in life he was shy. He is showing me him wearing blue jeans. He has darker running shoes on, and they have, it looks like a kind of red design on the side of them. He's wearing a sweatshirt hoodie, and on the front it has like a Minecraft logo. I do he's like, so he's shy. He's like kind of like shuffling forward, and he's like looking down, and he kind of like looks up like he's curious. When he kind of smiles, like I just get the sense he has like one of those like crooked little smiles. I do feel that, he's mentioning to me that, he liked to play video games. He's showing me a dog. I do feel that this was a dog that he had in life. It looks almost like a German Shepherd breed. Would anybody be able to take his description or recognize him? He's also showing me, and I feel this might have been a nervous habit for him, but I see him kind of like picking at his thumb, kind of like rubbing his pointer finger on his thumb. Let's just see if he can show me anything else that might identify him. So I'm not too sure if he's trying to show me how he passed, but I did notice that kind of like in the back of my head, it almost feels like I was falling back, and then it's like I get this like sudden pain in the back and kind of across my shoulder blades. I do feel that he might have had like a falling injury, or so. The one thing he was showing me that he did like to eat like Doritos, like that was his chips of choice. I do feel that he was like really inquisitive too. in life. Like, he wanted to know everything, and he would ask questions. He was just saying that sometimes people would get tired of his questions because he would ask something, like, and then he would have a follow-up question to, like, not like the why, but he has this, like, really, like, he wanted to know the inside and out of everything and how things work. Would anybody be able to recognize this boy? Okay, I'm just gonna ask him if he has any messages. He was just saying that he wanted to let his mom and dad know that he's okay. I'm just reassuring him because he just like shrugged his shoulders. And I just wanted to let him know that, it's okay. I'm sure somehow, some way, his mom and dad will see this. I'm just asking him if he can quickly show me how his mom and dad look. So, Mom, if this is you, I see you. You're a thinner built woman. Your hair, it's almost like that strawberry blonde. It has a little bit of curl to it. I see it kind of like shoulder length. He's showing me you wearing jean shorts and a tank top. It's like a darker gray color tank top. You have blue eyes. Your son looks a lot like you. He was just saying that you work a lot. He goes, my mom's a hard worker. And for his dad, he shows him a taller man. His hair is kind of a little bit darker, brown, mustache. He's thin build too. His nose is like almost like really like a sharp nose, and I see the mustache. He was just showing me, so I'm not too sure if his father played baseball as a pastime, but I see you in almost like I see the jersey and like you're wearing jeans, and then I can see like a ball field. He just wants you both to know that he is safe. He loves you. And he was inquiring about his dog. I feel it's a female German Shepherd breed. I feel this dog went with him pretty much everywhere. And from the image he's showing me, is I see him as a baby and this dog as a puppy. So they like grew up together. Anyways, if you do somehow find these live readings, I just want you to know that your little boy is safe. He says that he still visits you a lot. I do feel that his mother is really having a hard time. He says that my mom sleeps a lot now. He's showing me an image. It looks like a living room. I see a couch, and I see a woman, the same woman that he described, and she's just kind of like laying there, her hands. And I get that. as a grieving mother, I know that feeling of just pure hopelessness and the what's the point. But I do want you to know that your son is still very much around you. I know it's hard and it's scary, the thought of living the rest of your life without him. And the one way that I cope, yes, it's doing mediumship and, bringing messages to others to give them hope. But just also knowing it's like their physical life is no longer here, but they're still alive in their own way. So I just want to send you, Mom, all my love to wrap around you, my strength to hold you tight, and my healing light to guide you. If you do happen to see this, please feel free to reach out to me. So he was showing me Doritos, and he was also showing me peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So I don't know, because he was showing me, like, so he's wearing it's a black Minecraft hoodie with like one of those green Minecraft monster guys on there. It's funny, he's giving me the look because I'm the old lady that doesn't know the Minecraft characters. But in the front there's like that pocket, and he pulls out a peanut butter jelly sandwich. And the reason I know this is I can smell the peanut butter, but he like unwraps it. So I'm not too sure if that was something that you would do, give him a little snack and he just kind of go on his merry way. But I just want to thank him for being brave, for stepping forward. And I just want to thank everyone who was able to join my live tonight. I want to thank your loved ones in spirit. I want to thank my son, Jonah, for helping bringing all your loved ones through. I want to thank Hollis for helping me host this live and for having my back and support. And yeah, thank you everyone again for joining us tonight.
All right. Well done, Sarah. Good job. What a beautiful set of readings. I'm sure the people that got a reading are very grateful. And, one way to show your gratitude is to write a review in the group. Sarah loves to hear about your experience and where you were coming from on that, because, that's a great way to say thank you. Especially, I always say, hey, if you want more of what you got, then be grateful. Because when you tell the universe and the world that you're grateful, you tend to get more of what you are grateful for. And so it's also just a polite thing to do, because it does take energy and time for Sarah to do a reading. And that's why she does private readings, And, if you didn't get a reading, you might need to get a private reading. Maybe your loved ones want to come through in private. Maybe they have something private to say. Whatever's going on there. But, that's why we have this right here. You could just, and, that's the great thing about Psychic Insights, is that you can always know that you're not getting ripped off. All of our readings are guaranteed. If you had a terrible reading, just tell us or tell me or tell the reader, and we'll give you your money back. It's, no one's, and we're not scammers, but that person messaging you when you posted it in the group who wants $20 is probably a scammer. Just saying. Just saying. So that's why we're here. That's why we're in a live. And there are lots of scammers. People will message you for commenting on this page sometimes. Just block them immediately. I will never message you. Sarah will never message you. Neither will anyone else. No real reader will ever message you first. Ever, 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 ever. So if you always remember that, no real reader will message you first. there will be some sort of prior conversation, maybe in like a comments of a post, and then you say message me, then maybe that might be okay. But I'm talking about like where you just never heard the person, you don't know where they came from, you're not even sure, and then all of a sudden they message you, or they comment on here and say, send me a friend request. And it's just a matter of minutes before I ban them. But sometimes some people go with that. And I'm just going to say a real reader will never do that. Real readers are going to do what we just did here today. And then we're going to invite you to our website, psychicinsights.life, and we're going to tell you to book there. If you need to message me or Sarah for some reason, maybe you need to ask a private question or something like that, you can totally do that. Okay? And if your loved ones didn't come through tonight, I wouldn't take it personally, and I wouldn't think that like it's a personal thing, or that your loved ones don't want to talk to you or something like that. They might just need to have a private, there might just be something they want to say privately, okay? So please always remember that. Or maybe this just isn't the reader for you, or if you really feel drawn to Sarah. Somebody was saying they're Indigenous Australian, and I was saying, well, Sarah's Indigenous, and so Indigenous Canadian, different country, but same and none the same. We're all Indigenous to somewhere. I love when people say that because it's true. Anyway, and so they can totally feel free to book with Sarah. And there's the website right there. And, we look forward to, I'll probably announce my live probably tonight or tomorrow. I haven't decided if I want to do Thursday or Friday. I'm trying to fix a computer and I'm having some problems. So that's really what the hang up is. So anyway, I got to make an appointment with Apple. So anyway, I hope all of you have a great night. And those of you that did get a reading, make sure you throw a review up in the group for Sarah. Okay. She'll greatly appreciate that. Yes. We hope that a lot of you will catch us later on this week with some more lives. Probably be me, because I don't think anyone else had time for it. So I'll be doing it. I'll probably do 2 of them. All right, everyone. And I look forward to seeing you soon, and enjoy the rest of your night. Good night.
Are you seeking guidance on your spiritual journey? Need help with a vexing problem? Missing a loved one and looking for answers? Look no further than Psychic Insights, a small trusted psychic service offering mediums, psychics, and spiritual coaching. This service is managed by Hollis Taylor, a gifted psychic medium, astrologer, and a compassionate coach. We are dedicated to helping you navigate your spiritual awakening. At Psychic Insights, we provide medium readings and psychic insight to help you plan for tomorrow and make choices for today. Find the support you need, compassionate grief coaching, and astrological insights to help you spiritually grow and transform. Our professional services include well-managed schedules, recorded sessions, and reliable psychic mediums ready to facilitate your transformational experience. Discover more at psychicinsights.life.